Hi, my name is June Burchette, and I'm a senior here at Meredith College, graduating with my psychology degree as well as my K-6 teaching licensure. For my thesis, I decided to examine the effects of household pets on anxiety exacerbated by COVID-19 in college students. Coronavirus, or commonly known as COVID-19, is a disease that began to spread worldwide starting in 2019. As the disease began to spread, and COVID-19 cases began to rise, studies showed that anxiety levels did as well. Many studies have been conducted and shown that college students have reported an increase in anxiety and stress levels as school classes were moved online, sports were canceled, and life seemed to be put on hold. Anxiety can be explained as recurring feelings of excessive nervousness, worry, or fear that impacts one's ability to function on a daily basis. Anxiety affects 1 in 3 adults in America. Anxiety looks different in everyone. Some symptoms include feeling nervous, feeling restless, having a sense of impending danger or doom, having an increased heart rate, breathing rapidly, sweating or trembling, feeling weak or tired, or trouble concentrating or thinking about anything other than your present worry. The purpose of this study was to examine the effects that household pets have on college students' anxiety levels. The hypothesis of the study stated that participants who interacted with a pet would have lower anxiety levels when compared with the results of a participant who did not interact with a pet. 40 participants took part in this study, both male and females, ranging from the age of 18 to 23. 32 participants reported having a pet, 8 reported not having a pet. Of the pet owners, 9 students owned a cat, 18 owned a dog, and 5 owned both a dog and a cat. All participants were treated in accordance with the ethical principles of psychologists and code of conduct. The survey was administered via a Google form and asked that any willing participant over the age of 18 take an average of 15 minutes to complete the survey. The survey was posted on social media accounts, posted to classes at Meredith College, as well as emailed to the Meredith College student body. The participants were asked a few identifying questions about whether or not they owned a pet. All participants reported on their current anxiety in a pretest, completed a 3-minute anxiety relieving activity, whether that be playing with a pet or another activity, and then reported on their anxiety again in a post-test. To measure the levels of anxiety, the state trait anxiety inventory was used. Participants were given 20 I feel statements and were asked to rate their current levels of anxiety at either not at all, a little, somewhat, or very much. All participants began the study by reporting their current state of anxiety using the STAI pretest. After completing a 3-minute anxiety reducing activity, they again reported their anxiety using a post-test, creating a pre-test and post-test scores for both the pet owner group and the non-pet owner group. The average range of scores for this test can be between 20 and 80. The higher the score, the higher levels of anxiety that are present. Scores ranging from 39 to 55 are typically signs for concern, as they're considered high levels of anxiety. After running a repeated ANOVA test, the means were calculated for the two groups to examine whether or not there was a significant decline in pet owners' anxiety levels versus non-pet owners' anxiety levels after doing a 3-minute anti-anxiety activity. The findings of this research concluded a decrease of anxiety levels when interacting with a household pet in a positive way, supporting the hypothesis. These were the means and standard deviations for both the pet owner group and the non-pet owner group. As you can see, there was a drop in reported anxiety levels for both groups. I also asked the participants to identify the average amount of hours they spend on a daily basis interacting with their household pets. Most of the participants selected less than 1 hour, but the majority of them selected anywhere between 2 and 4 hours. Participants were asked to identify the most common reason that they seek out their pets. Majority of the results stated companionship, but some students selected health reasons such as emotional support or for physical therapy. The results showed a drop in anxiety levels for both the pet owners group and the non-pet owners group. There was not a statistically significant difference between the two groups. This information could be useful for college students who are currently struggling with anxiety. This could also be beneficial for school campuses because they could implement more programs involving household animals. Some of the limitations on this study was that it was not a diverse enough group. There were not enough male participants and not enough participants for the not owning a pet group. Some of the participants in the study did not complete the entire survey, so some of the information was missing. And some students may have not been honest with their answers. In future studies, there needs to be a more diverse group and ensure that the survey is completed thoroughly so that we can gather the most amount of information possible. I would like to say a huge thank you to my advisor, Professor Gwen Morris, as well as the psychology department for helping me finish my thesis. Thank you.